Here, let's do everything offensive right now.
Okay.
Okay, I'm in the Illuminati. Okay, got that out of the way.
We did this already?
And
Okay,
you ask,
Aaron, do yours. Do your side.
let's go get Chick-fil-A.
We're making fun of each other's races.
Oh
Do
my
you miss your
gosh.
foreskin?
What do you think?
I know, exactly.
Trump, we love you from the Jews. All the Jews love me.
God, this is so cute.
Cool ears.
Thank you. Oh, wait. Wait.
Oh, shit.
Isn't this precious? Look at Aaron's little hat.
And I'm not even Christian.
I'm not either. Neither of us are Christian. But Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah to my favorite Jews.
Yes.
Aaron is a Jew.
I'm renting this house that has these like crystal bowls. I thought it'd be appropriate. Here.
Oh.
Ready?
What are...
It's cool. It's cool.
Is it like for sound baths or something?
Yeah, like sound healing stuff.
Are you into that stuff?
Yeah, I love it.
Really?
I got... Those ears look a little bit slutty.
They're definitely a little slutty. I definitely wore them to parties as a Playboy bunny and had my tits out and got really slutty with it in college. But they are red and white. They do have the fluff and they got the blinky lights. I feel like it's as Christmassy as you can get without paying for a hat like Aaron.
Guess what else I got?
What?
I want you to guess.
Oh my God, Aaron has dreidels.
Of course.
Oh.
You can't see them because the camera's too low, but you spin it.
Oh my God, my Jew.
Uh-oh. Now it's public. Now they're going to throw me in the same category as all the other Jews that did naughty things in 2022. Ugh.
Aaron didn't do any naughty things in 2022. He is just Jewish. And you're not even really religiously Jewish, are you?
No, I was just raised Jewish.
Okay, so it's not Aaron's fault, guys.
Like Samuel, unfortunately, we both had our bar mitzvahs.
You both have bar mitzvahs.
I assume.
I don't actually even know if Sam had a bar mitzvah, actually. I haven't actually asked him that. I know that he's not particularly religious, and I don't think his family celebrated like any holidays, so maybe he didn't have a bar mitzvah. Guys, this is Aaron and I's holiday special, our Christmas special / Hanukkah special, because Aaron is Jewish. I was thinking that we do a little business in the front, party in the back. So we got to talk about Celsius a little bit.
Okay.
And then we're just going to do like our normal phone calls because Aaron and I talk on the phone like every single day for a really long time, depending on how much trauma we're experiencing in that moment.
Yeah, this is true.
It's been over a year and a half since Celsius Network filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. We'll give a really quick rundown about what's happening with Celsius. The last video that I posted on YouTube about Celsius was back when the Fahrenheit plan had been confirmed, which was essentially Celsius planning to reorganize as a new company that would both Bitcoin mine and stake Ethereum, Ether, as a way to generate revenue and give customers a portion of our liquid crypto back, but also hold on to a lot of our ETH to stake and then give customers equity in that new company. I personally didn't like the aspect of the ETH staking because I didn't like the fact that they were holding on to some of our ETH when it's like, I could fucking stake that on my own if I wanted to, if you just give it back to me. They were trying to get this plan approved. The creditors voted on it, said yes, but the SEC ultimately shut it down. Didn't like the ETH staking aspect, I think, specifically. And when we voted for that plan, we had also voted for a backup plan called the Brick Orderly Wind Down, which is basically what it sounds like, an orderly wind down of our assets. But for some reason, Celsius and I don't know who else was involved, but they were like, no, we're not going to go for the orderly wind down. We're instead going to do this new plan, the Mining Co. plan, which would essentially be the restructured company, but focused solely on Bitcoin mining. We were trying to get that approved or denied in court. So we had a court hearing on the 21st, 3 days ago, and I thought we were going to find out if the Mining Co. plan was going to get approved or not. The judge has not made a decision. Do you have did I say anything wrong? Any further explanation? What do you think, Aaron?
No, I think that's great. I don't think anybody expected him to have a decision on the 21st, but that's what he's being forced to decide on. Basically, is this new Mining Co. so different that there needs to be a resolicitation of votes? That's the big issue too. So that would delay things maybe like a month or two, maybe longer.
I feel like it'll delay it longer.
I don't know if it would require an entirely new like disclosure statement, which could then take another 2 weeks to make. It could just be another vote. So maybe it could be less than 2 months. Is my guess.
Anytime there's an opportunity for lawyers to slow this process down, I feel like it's going to get slowed down. Anytime they give us a time range, initially they were saying we might see payouts in January. I was like, will we? Will we? Really? I think the last update was that they said that we'd see payouts in early 2024. So it's moved from January to I think February to early 2024. Might then move to mid 2024 to late 2024 to 2025 maybe, another calendar year.
Please no.
Every turn we've taken, it's just like I feel like we're going one step forward, multiple steps back. Celsius is a nightmare.
Yeah, versus FTX. What do you think?
FTX, it seems like is just going straight for what seems to be more like an orderly wind down or even a liquidation. So I think that maybe in some ways it seems like they've just cut past some of the steps and fuck ups that Celsius has been taking, like trying to do a wrapped illiquid token, trying to do all these things where I'm like, the SEC is obviously not going to approve this. I also wanted to give a shout out to my sponsor, Aura. I've been very picky with my sponsorships because I never want to see anybody get scammed. But that's why I've been working with and personally using Aura. Aura is an identity theft and data security company that protects you from scammers and hackers by scanning the web and the dark web for your sensitive information like your emails, passwords, home address, social security number, etc., and alerts you immediately if it finds any of your personal information leaked out there on the internet and automatically requests removal for you. I've personally been using Aura for almost a year now, and they constantly scan the internet for my information, and I regularly get notified that they've successfully removed my information from random sketchy websites. Aura has successfully found and removed my passwords, home address, and phone number from multiple sketchy websites, and you can see the notifications right here. So as someone who worries about my safety both online and in person, I actually pay for a monthly Aura subscription. It comes right out of my bank account, and it's not because I'm working with them, it's because I actually find the service incredibly valuable. But Aura is actually offering my followers a 14-day free trial, which you can access at aura.com/Tiffany or using this handy little QR code right here. I genuinely recommend trying Aura, even if just to check and see if any of your personal information has been leaked out there on the internet or on the dark web so that you can try to get it removed. So I think we've wasted a lot of time, whereas FTX, it sucks that customers are not going to end up with liquid crypto back, but it also seems like they've saved a lot of time in jumping directly to paying customers out with cash, because that seems like the easiest and like the most potentially regulatorily approved way to go about it.
I think you're
What do
right. I think you're exactly right what you just said. I mean, FTX customers are almost getting screwed harder than Celsius customers. I know Celsius has been involved in bankruptcy for longer, and every month that they don't get their crypto and money is devastating.
Yeah.
So time is almost, well, that's another factor in terms of how screwed people are getting, because we can maybe talk about this later, just the marketing between FTX and Celsius and about what kind of customers they were bringing in. But yeah, no, FTX getting cash back was actually kind of a surprise. I mean, they're not even getting crypto.
Right.
I think taxes that'll really affect it. I mean, they can't even say they're getting crypto back.
Right, true. I mean, yeah, I guess that would mean that it's basically like them selling crypto, so they'd have to pay taxes on it potentially. The tax thing is going to be a monster that you and I are going to have to deal with whenever that becomes more relevant. Right now, I haven't even thought through how the taxes are going to go. But yeah, in some ways they're getting more fucked. I wasn't surprised by the fact that their claims were dollarized on the petition date. Some people seemed very surprised by that in itself. I wasn't ultra surprised by that, but I was surprised that they're going to get paid back with cash rather than liquid crypto.
Yeah.
As
same.
Celsius is trying to. Yeah. And I don't really understand why they're not even trying to pay back customers in liquid crypto, actually.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason that Celsius sold their altcoins and are paying people back in just Bitcoin and Ethereum is that they thought that would be the least resistance from the regulators to withdraw or to distribute just Bitcoin and ETH. That felt almost like a guess on their end too, because like it's still not 100% that ETH is totally kosher.
I was gonna say, yeah, do we know with complete confirmation that
No.
we're gonna be able to actually get crypto back instead of cash?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I mean, that would be a huge change. And I feel like if the SEC, my guess, although I don't know, if the SEC had a problem with that, they probably would have let them known when they also said that Fahrenheit isn't going to go through. Like, hey, by the way, like, can't distribute any crypto. Like, I would really
Right.
hope that they would have communicated that.
Right, because that's what I was confused by. I'm kind of like, if Celsius is allowed to distribute liquid crypto back, I'm a little bit confused as to why FTX isn't attempting to do so or is completely unable to potentially.
Right.
But that kind of does suck for FTX customers because it's basically as if they sold all of their crypto on the petition date, which I think the price of Bitcoin on the petition date for FTX was like 17K or something like that, which does fucking suck because I think it's quite likely at this point, especially with the prices of crypto skyrocketing, that FTX customers could potentially be made whole. When will that happen? Probably years. I was gonna say a year, but maybe years from now. But they might be made technically whole based on the petition date prices. But it doesn't sound like they're gonna get anything above that. That sucks. It's basically like being forced to sell on that date and
Yeah.
having your money withheld for a very long time.
Yeah. I don't know what your
Shout out to
thoughts are.
John J. Ray.
Shout out to John
Shout out to
J.
John J.
Ray.
Ray the third for that decision. That part, it's the fraud part is more Sam's fault. But I think Sam certainly wanted customers to get their liquid crypto back. So the dollarization of this is more the John J. Ray aspect of this. I'm like, that is more his fault.
Yeah, and they sold 1.8 billion. We still don't really know how much other crypto they have, right?
I've seen some people do estimates on Twitter. How reliable is that? I'm not sure, but I've seen people say that they probably have about 1 billion left. Louis said that he estimates about 800 million left. So, yeah. But at least they're likely selling at much higher prices than, say, BlockFi, who I think liquidated all of their assets at the bottom of the market. So,
right.
It's better than BlockFi, I guess, but yeah.
Yeah, poor BlockFi and Voyager. I mean, Voyager got back a little bit.
Maybe 30-something%?
I think so. But I think it was of their claim amount, again, which was, I forgot the bankruptcy date of Voyager off the top of my head, but it wasn't great.
They were paid back so rapidly, though, that they could have reinvested back in the market.
True.
Yeah.
Which is a huge deal.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with Celsius creditors. I mean, the people who ended up selling their claims and reinvesting back in the market immediately are, not to say that they're up for what they would have had if Celsius didn't shut down and commit fraud. Right. But if they sold their claim and reinvested back in the market, I'm sure a lot of them are like happy with their decision to have sold claims at the bottom of the market.
Yeah.
So,
especially if they bought Bonk or Solana.
True. Solana's going wild. So we're now waiting for Judge Glenn to come to a determination on whether or not the mining co plan will go through, whether or not resolicitation is necessary, potentially a new disclosure statement, which would, I assume, take some time. I mean, because they need to give creditors as well adequate time to actually vote.
True.
Because I feel like they wouldn't just be like, okay, you guys have a two-day window to vote. They'd probably give us at least a few weeks, maybe a month, or I don't know. I don't remember how much time we had last time, but
I'm trying to remember how much time we had last time. You're right. Let's just say it could be
a month or two. Yeah, 3 months.
Yeah.
So basically, it just seems like if Judge Martin Glenn decides that resolicitation is necessary, I think we're going to be pushed back more than a month, maybe a few months. Hopefully not like a full year. And then, I mean, even just the logistics of paying back creditors, I don't know if we've fully like gotten a hold of how exactly that's going to work. So I don't foresee us getting money back I don't even foresee us getting money back in early 2024. I don't know. I think it could be longer. I just like to prepare for the worst case scenario, though. What do you think?
I think it's good to prepare for the worst case scenario. Unfortunately, I think that everyone who has had funds locked for a year and a half has been living in a worst case scenario, and it's been really devastating for so many people. Like, seriously, I know you've gotten a lot of DMs. I've gotten the DMs from just severe mental depression and, possibly, can we say suicidal thoughts? I don't know if YouTube doesn't like that, but we are.
I've been saying it, so whatever.
Yeah, it's been really, 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 really insanely horrible. And didn't you just do a tweet about, or did you talk about like Mashinsky versus Sam? Do we want to talk about that?
I didn't do a tweet on Mashinsky versus Sam, but I said Merry Christmas to everyone except Mashinsky. And I know some people were like, what about Sam? But I can't pretend to be completely unbiased. I obviously lost money to Celsius. I didn't actually lose money to FTX. Also, not gonna lie, I did get to know Sam pretty well over the past few months. And I mean, I've spoken to Aaron about this privately. Obviously, I don't think it comes off well publicly, but Sam was always very kind to me on a personal level. I kind of like Sam, but does that mean I think he was innocent of the crimes he was accused of? No. So, yeah, I'm not going to vouch for his innocence, but will I say that he was always very kind to me? He was always kind to me, so.
Yeah. I mean, you were in trial, so you got it firsthand, like, wow, he's really getting cornered here. Like, he is not innocent.
Yeah. That's the thing. I know I can't vouch for the guy's innocence, but who do you think is a worse person?
So we have talked about this personally or privately.
Privately.
But yeah, I think it comes down to how they were targeting people and what people FTX versus Celsius were targeting and their messaging and just everything they were doing, like Mashinsky and the others doing the weekly AMAs. And I was watching them every single week for probably 2 years or so. So I really got a good absorption of like what he was trying to convey, and putting down banks and constantly saying that money's safer with Celsius than banks, and shitting on
Yes.
FDIC insurance. I mean, just anything you can imagine to get people to trust Celsius more than Wells Fargo or Chase Bank.
Yes, more than a bank. Like, I think that the marketing of Celsius was almost more malicious and targeting of people's actual life savings. I mean, FTX obviously was a trading platform and an exchange. So obviously, that's not to discount the people who lost a lot of money. But Alex Mashinsky was basically trying to convince people to just take all of their money out of their bank account, take all of their life savings out of their bank account, saying that banks are bad and Celsius is safer, better in all these ways.
Yeah, I mean, it really got even deeper than like just saying it. It was like, we have, and he would make up things like proof of reserves and these things that were never actually true. Like, we will always pay you back if there's some issue. Like, he would repeatedly say this. So I think the weekly, friendly guy, persuasive, charismatic man, Mashinsky, coming on people's computers every week really is different than obviously Sam, not a personal, kind of a dork. The flip side though is that, Sam did
Was
get
he was speaking to Congress about how safe FTX was. So
right.
obviously also also very damning.
FTX had the money to get a lot of endorsements from Steph Curry, Tom
Celebrities.
Brady, celebrities.
Yes.
And that is a way of kind of doing what Mashinsky was doing every week. And I'm sure if Celsius had the money to get a Tom Brady, they would have.
Alex wasn't as good of a businessman, so he didn't have as much money as Sam to play around with. I'm sure if he did have that money, it would have been even more audacious.
There were a couple celebrity endorsements they tried to do. Like, one was I can't remember, it was some like retired basketball player. Like, I was like, this is not effective, but I just remember this from years ago. But yeah, no, I'm sure Mashinsky, if he would have had the money, he would have done the same thing. So I think the targeting is a huge difference, just to go back on that really quick. I mean, I don't think that Sam or anybody at FTX was like, take your retirement accounts, transfer your 401ks and your Roth IRAs and move it into Celsius. I mean, that was something that was said. And I think
By
that,
Celsius. Mashinsky.
yes, by Celsius and Mashinsky. And like, yeah, it was all in the terms of service that, we were giving title of our coins to him, but like nobody knew it. And Mashinsky and the team knew that nobody knew it. And it was just like this whole thing, right? And
I mean, that apparently was in the terms of service, but I think verbally he would say, your coins are your coins, they belong to you. Like, I think he was in AMAs saying that. So
yeah, yeah, puffery. Remember puffery?
puffery. Oh yes, his legal argument
Yeah.
apparently was puffery. It was puffery. So
Yes, it was.
obviously I was exaggerating, obviously.
And if you believed me, you're the dummy, because
Yeah,
clearly I was
I
exaggerating,
was
right?
exaggerating. It's
So
ridiculous. I mean, Sam never used the puffery claim actually, so
no, he used the knee tapping Adderall claim.
Mhm. Celsius always claimed that they were paying customers 80% of the revenue they were generating. And apparently, at no point were they ever generating enough revenue to be paying out what they were paying to customers. I mean, it seems like he had to have been aware of that, like from day one. Like, it seems like from day one, Celsius was essentially a fraud.
I don't know if it was from day one. I don't think that, and this is my opinion, I don't think that Alex Mashinsky or Sam Bankman Fried are evil. I really don't. I don't think that Alex is evil. I feel like he thought, similar to Sam, that he was the smartest guy in the room and that he could pull off things that nobody thought he could and that everything would be okay. I don't know at what point Alex was like, oh crap, I think the Examiner report said like a few years before they declared bankruptcy, things were looking pretty bad, like massive holes in their balance sheet. But Mashinsky was trying to take the mining public like 2 or 3 months before they went bankrupt. And that could have made everybody coin whole, possibly. I don't know the numbers exactly, but I just think he and Sam share qualities for sure. But I don't personally think that Alex Mashinsky is some evil guy. I just think he got way over his head. Similar to Sam, one lie goes into the next lie, and then it's like a snowball of lies. And horrible things happened as a result. But I don't think they woke up every day, neither of them, to be like, how can I completely fuck as many innocent people as possible? I don't.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think either of them set out with that goal. Alex and Chrissy and a lot of the insiders withdrawing a bunch of their funds ahead of creditors when they clearly knew they were about to shut down withdrawals, that to me was quite an evil act. Like that to me. So I'm not going to say he was evil from day one and the entire thing was set up to be a fraud, although that's questionable because they were always paying out. They were always claiming to pay out 80% and they never were making enough money to pay that out. But I think that just the act of knowing that you're going to shut down customer withdrawals and telling customers everything is fine, everything is safe, not one person has had a problem withdrawing from Celsius, and then withdrawing all of their funds and then shutting down withdrawals to customers, that I think was quite evil.
Yes.
And to be honest, you didn't see the same thing happen at FTX. Obviously, Sam was found guilty of committing fraud. So I like there's no, I'm not at all trying to say that he didn't commit fraud, but you didn't see him or any of the insiders just moving out all of their funds, moving out a bunch of funds into their own bank accounts or anything like that.
Interesting. Is that because he had already moved out so much money in the years prior?
I don't know if he had. I mean, what Sam has shown me is that he had $200,000 in his bank account. I'm a little dubious of the claim that that's all the money he had left. But during the trial, we watched like the movement of funds into real estate, political donations, et cetera, et cetera. They were certainly spent in ways that they should not have been spent. But you didn't see a bunch of money flowing into his personal bank accounts. You did see $10 million go to his parents, though. So
I'm with you. The saying one thing but doing the complete opposite, days up or weeks leading up to the bankruptcy, is not defensible. As the CEO of a company, as the CEO of the company, where you know that hundreds of thousands of people are going to get completely locked out, and you are going to get off first. That's not cool. Of course,
I agree. Totally. Sam did have a tweet that said that all assets are fine. So that was bad. That tweet was very bad.
Didn't Sam though actually think that FTX US assets were fine though?
Sam did think that FTX US assets were fine, and he also showed his calculations where he was trying to like show that, well, assets were higher than liabilities at that time. It's just that assets were extremely illiquid. He felt that his statement was technically true, but I think that he would probably admit that it was not, that it was deceptive. So I don't know. Anyway, do we have any other business that we need to take care of in the front?
No, we're still in the front. Yeah, no, people want to get out of this as quickly as possible.
It's going to take so long. I hate this.
This is fun, though. I like talking to you.
Oh, we're so cute. Aren't we?
You're cute. You are, like, cute. Now I
love you. Now you what?
Now I understand all the men that you've interviewed and why they all seem to fall in love with you.
Everyone accuses me and anyone I'm talking to on these interviews of being in love with each other.
Or being shipped.
Oh yeah, people are like, I ship them. Aaron, don't leave me hanging. You have to do the other way.
Oh, I'm mirroring my shit. I'm mirroring it.
We're just making like ball sack.
Ball sacks equal hearts. Oh, shit.
Whoa! Oh, why does it only do it for Aaron? What the fuck? Is my heart not good enough?
Your heart's actually way better than mine.
I know, yours is gay. I'm gonna get canceled. I love gay people.
You love gay people. Yep, say it.
Is this something like offensive to someone? Is this like a gang thing or something?
Here, let's do everything offensive right now. Okay, I'm in the Illuminati. Okay, got that out of the way.
Okay, we did this already?
Yeah.
Aaron and I off camera already did this and this.
But that doesn't do anything to you, though.
Yeah, but you did it, so. Yeah. And then I did this. Okay, Aaron, do yours. Do your side.
Oh, am I doing?
You have to do Chinese. Do Asian.
Oh.
And then I'm like, oh, what's your credit score? And you're like.
And I said, oh, let's go get Chick-fil-A. Let's go get Chick-fil-A.
We're making fun of each other's races, okay?
Tell us in the comments what's a really white.
What's like the whitest thing someone could say?
Brett asks for Tiffany, do you have any decent high school drug trafficking stories?
Oh, well, I don't know if I have like a specific story. It's just that when I was in high school, I started getting into raves. I'd gone to like a little warehouse rave when I don't remember. Yeah, except I never did any of that weird fucking like light show stuff. I just liked the party. And someone gave me ecstasy at a rave when I was maybe 14 years old. I would say. I didn't know what it did. I didn't know what like I didn't know anything about ecstasy or drugs, but someone just handed me a pill at a rave and they were all taking it, peer pressure. Obviously looking back, this is not something I recommend. And if you're a child and your brain is still developing, you probably should not be doing drugs because I think it like scarred me mentally because I did a lot of drugs in high school, but I didn't understand how it worked. I've always been sort of a depressed type person. And I remember when I took ecstasy, that was the first time I had felt real happiness. Like I felt so incredibly happy. And obviously as a kid, I didn't know what was happening. I didn't understand what a come down was, like the fact that it sort of like depleted me of my serotonin, I think. I still don't understand all the chemistry that goes behind it, but I was incredibly depressed afterwards. But to me, the solution was, oh, I guess I have to do that drug again. So I was never like addicted to it. And I've never been addicted to anything but nicotine, but I just did it every few weekends when I was maybe 14, 15. Anyway, then EDC, Electric Daisy Carnival, moved from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, where I lived. And then there was a lot of demand for ecstasy. And I, at the time, was like, oh, I'm the only person in my school with an ecstasy plug because I was hanging out with these shady characters at raves. So I ingratiated myself with the drug dealer, and then I became romantically interested in the drug. This is a little too weird a story for me to tell.
No, this is what
It
this
was
is
a,
what this
well,
is
it
what
was
the
a
people want.
it's quite a dark story. The guy who I became romantically interested in was obviously much older than me. I was very young at the time. I was definitely underage. He was not underage. Later, he ended up killing himself. So that took a dark turn. I don't think that was what they're looking for. But that's what happened. It was a very dark time. Dark
It's a
time.
very dark time.
It was very dark. I think I'm still probably not. I probably still haven't processed it. And I also think that doing ecstasy at that young an age before your brain has developed is somewhat harmful because I don't think that I developed the correct circuitry to deal with depression. And yeah, so I'm still quite a depressed person, as Aaron Bennett knows, because Aaron I literally talk to on the phone every single day. I've called Aaron probably several times feeling suicidal and whatever. But life goes on.
It sure
We
does.
still here, baby.
Still here.
It's hard for me to talk about like serious emotional things without trying to make it into a joke. So, and people notice that in my videos because they get mad at me for laughing at things, but that's just how I deal with things. Um, love you.
I love you too.
Did I really sell ecstasy in high school? Yes. We already went over this story, but yes, I did. It was quite profitable. I did make a lot of money during that time.
Like, what were your margins? What were you buying it for? How much were you selling it for? Give
I
us
don't
a
know if I
little.
want to say because I feel like I really sold them really high.
It's okay. I'm sure most people that sold drugs were. You think you were better than most.
I don't know. I mean, I was getting them for like only like because I buy a lot of them at once, so I would get
Right.
them for like. It's probably not good to talk about this. Actually, is this like? Can I get in trouble?
Didn't you
I
say
don't.
this were like past
Statute of
statutes?
limitations.
Yeah. No, you're not going to get in trouble.
I think I like more than doubled the price.
Oh, that doesn't seem. I thought you were going to be like, oh yeah, I 10x these losers. Like
Sometimes,
yeah.
depending on if I like the person or not. There were some little fuckers that I just didn't like at my high school, and I was like, yeah, more for you.
Were you like the only or one of the only sellers at your high school?
Yes, because I went to a very small school and it was just like a small little bubble of a school, quite sheltered. And I was like the only one who was going out to these out of school parties with these older kids who were in college and stuff like that. So I was the only one, and I was like 14 at the time, and I was like hanging out with these like people that were in their 20s. Yeah, so I was the only plug. And
Hmm.
if I didn't like someone and they wanted to buy ecstasy for like Electric Daisy Carnival, I was like, well, it's gonna be this much for you. And sometimes they'd be like, isn't that a little high? And I was like, you can buy it somewhere else, but that's how
Wow.
much it is. So it definitely varied. Like my friends, I wouldn't mark it up at all.
Yeah.
But just people I didn't like, I would charge them more.
How close to the manufacturing process do you think you were? Meaning, who the person you were buying it from, were they making it or were they
No,
like,
I don't think they were. And obviously, that whole period of my life was incredibly irresponsible because I didn't know what was in these drugs. I mean, there was a website, I think it was called pillreport.com or something like that, where you could look up each drug. So if it was like, it's a triple stack Maserati, you can look that up and check what's supposed to be in it. So that's what I would do. But I wasn't even like testing it. I mean, it was so irresponsible. I was like literally like 15. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was doing the drugs myself. I was not trying to hurt anybody. I was doing the drugs. And by the way, I don't do drugs anymore. This was like a phase in my life in high school when I was like hanging out with bad kids. I was in high school. I felt cool. I was hanging out with these 20-year-olds. But yeah, it was quite irresponsible since I didn't know what was in them. And I got really depressed after doing that, doing ecstasy at that young an age when your brain isn't fully developed. I feel like it has made me permanently more depressed than I would have been otherwise, but I think I'm already quite a depressed person. So
Mm.
sorry, Aaron, that you have to deal with me.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah.
Aaron's so good.
Thank you.
Welcome.
If I ever have kids, I would really encourage them not to do drugs as
Yes,
kids.
me too.
Yeah.
I'm like, sure, you can go like smoke a little weed maybe, but anything that's a hard drug like ecstasy was, I absolutely do not recommend. I don't want my kids to do it. Like
Yeah.
was
Even
not good.
weed, even weed, I hear is really bad these days. I think I saw a clip of Andrew Huberman talk about like any marijuana can increase your chances of psychosis as an adult, even like a little bit,
Wow, that's
which
scary. I
I'm
trust
on that.
Andrew Huberman.
He's a very trusting energy.
We love
Yeah.
Andrew Huberman.
Oh, wait. Oh, I can do it. Here, I'll do it for you.
What you doing for Christmas? Because I'm alone.
Same.
Oh, we're alone together, so we're not really alone. We're together.
We're not alone. I can feel you.
Oh.
No,
Oh.
I just mean like a hug. Like, Jesus.
I can feel you.
I can feel you. I can feel your warm embrace.
I can also feel your warm embrace, Aaron.
This is me patting you on the head. Actually, you'd be more like down here. Wait, that looks
Yeah,
really
he
bad.
does.
Okay.
Aaron
Yeah.
knows my entire dating history, so
Yeah, I'm withholding things I can and cannot say on this live stream. I'm trying to make it appropriate for YouTube. I know
yes.
too much.
Aaron knows too much about my life.
I've seen you through lots of phases in your life.
You have. You have. Aaron's such a good person. He listens to me when I'm like crying about things or am anxious or depressed about things.
Most of those times happen though in New York.
I know. I definitely get more depressed in New York. Too
It's a fun
much.
place to visit, but hard place to live. It does something to you. It kind of just like it makes you feel like you're experiencing like FOMO all the time, but not crypto
Yes.
FOMO, but just like
Yes.
not okay with my life the way it is, not okay staying in, not okay not being productive.
Totally. Like, I feel like there's so much that's always going on in New York City. Like, every night is a week. If I'm staying in, I feel like I should be out doing something. Then I also feel this urge and feeling where obviously New York is so expensive and I'm like, I should be making more money. I don't know how people do it.
Yeah.
Although it's not off my list of places that I'm considering moving back to.
I think you could make it work in New York. I just think that you would have to recalibrate certain parts of yourself if you go there. Like the part of you that, like you're talking about, that needs to feel like you're productive. And what does productivity mean? Like, does it mean going out and trying to date every night? Or it just, you really get off balance when you go there. But I do think it's possible for you to live there and be happy.
Yeah. And Aaron's deciding where he wants to live, but I don't think Aaron wants to talk about that.
No, I can talk about it. I mean, I've been traveling around. So, I mean, I'll just kind of say it in a way that's simple. I mean, I've been traveling around a lot. I got a van back in August of last year, and then I traveled throughout the summer and fall. And the last year or so, I've been like renting places or in hotels or motels or just whatever. And a lot of it is just basically trying to figure out where I want to settle down to. So similar to what you're doing in a way. It's just I'm doing it a little bit differently, but different objectives or different things we're trying to find. But the idea is the same. It's like, where do you feel the best? Where do you feel drawn to? Where do you feel like you have the community? Where do you feel like you have the friends or the guys to meet? Where do you feel like your mental health is the best? We're doing the same thing.
Totally. Do you feel like you've grown a community you're in Arizona, right?
Yeah, I can say
where you're located?
Sure, yeah. I'm in Sedona right now. I did my Instagram is public, and I tagged a picture, so it's not like I'm hiding it,
Maybe people who follow you would be like, I'm in Sedona too. Let's meet up.
Sedona's a really, really cool town. I actually really like it here. I've lived in places that feel like it would be really hard to meet people, like friends, maybe how you feel in Vegas.
Yeah.
It's just like whether like geographically everybody's like spread out so much, or everybody's like busy, or everybody like already has a family, so it's like a suburban neighborhood.
Yeah.
Sedona's cool because, I mean, I used to be a yoga teacher and massage therapist and like an all-around overall hippie, and there's a big hippie community here. There was some like herbal apothecary last night where they have like walls of fucking herbs and sage and things to burn and crystals, and they're like, oh, there's a DJ playing here from like 9:30 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. and I'm like, that is so cool. So it's like it's like a cool vibe, cool people, like dancing. I don't know. It's just like it's cool here.
That's cute. I look like a little slut. But see, I'm not showing any titties. High neckline.
No.
I always wear a high neckline in my videos because I don't want to come off like a whore.
You got to 100,000 followers on Twitter without showing an areola.
No not even one areola. Not even like
not even like a
not even
what
like
was that?
like ooh, was that low?
Nope.
I did it.
You did it.
And I haven't bought a single follower yet.
I was gonna do a little dreidel break, but
we wanted to do a little dreidel break, but Aaron didn't even give me any guilt.
A little Jewy dreidel break.
We like Jews. Aaron is Jewish.
I was raised Jewish.
Raised Jewish.
Were you raised any religion?
My dad is I think my dad is Presbyterian. My mom went along with it, but I don't think she really believed in anything. And I personally am not religious.
Yeah.
And you're not religious either, correct?
Right now, I would not say that I am, no.
What are you looking forward to in 2024, Aaron?
Yeah, I don't really think like that either. We're too depressed to think about looking forward to things, aren't we, Tiffany?
Yeah, we are both quite depressed people. I often call Aaron just being like, I want to kill this. And then he has to talk me out of it.
I love talking to you out of it. So far, I have 100% success rate.
I'm still here.
Still here.
How exciting. God, everyone's going to think I'm like so emotionally unstable. And you know what? Maybe I am. I don't actually have like bipolar or anything like that. I just I'm a depressed person.
Yeah, you don't have like massive swings up or down at all.
Yeah.
The only times you've had those is they're not massive and they're very short. It's when you get drunk and you have a really bad lifestyle and you start not sleeping. It's like it's influenced by like your behaviors, not necessarily like, you know.
Aaron's been like so close to me through every step of me starting a YouTube channel and starting Twitter and everything like that. So he's been with me every step of the way. So he's seen my like ups and downs. But anyway.
People don't know that you are an incredible artist too.
Oh, thank you.
You recently posted, no, I think it was on your subscribers for X.
Oh yeah, maybe.
The little card for
Oh, did you like that? I thought that was
amazing.
like such a juvenile.
Dude, all right. Guys, if you're not following Tiffany, if you're not like subscribe to her on X. You posted like it was a card for like your stepdad or
my real dad,
whatever. Yeah. Oh my God, like you saying like this sucked. I was like, this is the best thing. Like you drew like a bulldog, right?
Yeah.
So good.
Oh, that's so nice.
From a non-artist.
Oh.
What you did, like, sitting on the toilet is incredible.
Thank you, Aaron, for the plug to subscribe to my Twitter, my ex.
Yes. Subscribe
to my ex. I do post a lot of like little personal things on my subscribers.
I pay for your ex every month out of my own pocket. I have ever since you started it, maybe a year ago.
Oh, you're so sweet. I remember. You're so supportive. Thank you.
I remember when I subscribed, you texted me immediately. You're like, what the hell are you doing paying for my ex? And I was like, I want to.
Because Aaron's like my best. Because I talk to Aaron all the time anyway. I'm like, anything I post about my life on X, I'm like, you're already going to know. I already call him all the time.
But had I not subscribed, I would not have seen your art. Your bulldog.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice. That's so nice. I love you. Oh, yeah, I don't really draw anymore. But I just draw like when I'm like last minute, like, oh shit, I didn't buy a card. So yeah, I just drew really last minute. I
don't know if you want me to tell people this, but you used to, if not still do, have a t-shirt shop. T-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, do you not want me to talk about? Okay.
So, you can talk about it.
Real quick. Tiffany's an incredible artist. I remember when she texted me, or the first time you reached out to me, what was it, like a year and a half ago? On your Twitter page, you had a link to your like, it wasn't Teespring, but it was something where like you sold.
No, it was a normal website. I was running it on Shopify. So
hilarious titles. They were so funny. And like I connected. I was like, okay, guys, if you're watching this, how about this? Have you ever met somebody or seen somebody post and you're like, man, they have the same like meme humor as me? That's how I felt when I looked at your t-shirts. I was like, same meme humor, like weird, effed up, dark, bizarre humor. I'm like, yes, so funny.
It's really dark. Yeah. They're really dark. They're kind of sick.
They were great. I didn't think they were sick, but maybe that means I'm sick.
I mean, I made an I miss my foreskin shirt. I was sick.
Oh my
Do you miss your foreskin?
What do you think?
I know exactly. What do you think?
guess.
Yeah, I did. I did make a lot of uncouth t-shirt designs. That was everyone asked me what my job was prior to this. I never worked for anybody. I just after college and after I went backpacking for a few years, I made a bunch of t-shirts and a lot of them are just like kind of like sick humor t-shirts like that. But I was so honored that you liked my t-shirts. This was before Aaron and I got to really know each other, and we do have the same sense of humor. That's why we talk on the phone every day, and I appreciate that. That's so nice. Thank you, Aaron.
You're very welcome.
Maybe when I get like more free time, I'll start re-uploading and maybe I'll post that link one day.
Ben said something that kind of applies to me. I was happiest when I was living in a car, like always going outside and driving every day and living in like a vacation survival mode. Yeah. Yeah. So I lived in a van for a while full time, and it forces you to go to bed earlier, sometimes because you know it's
Mm.
going to get super freaking hot when the sun comes out. So you're going to like, you have to go to bed earlier. So,
Oh,
and then, yeah, like you wake up and like you open your door and like you're smacked in the face with sunlight. I mean, it does kind of like help in that way. Whereas like you wake up in the house, it's like you can diddle daddle for 2 hours before you get outside. So
totally. Did you notice that affecting your happiness or depression or anything?
that was probably a part of it.
Were you
That
happier?
was I happier in the van for most of it? Yeah. Yeah.
That's
And I think that is a part of why I was happier then, was going to bed earlier and immediately getting outside. Because literally, like, you open the van door and you're like outside, you know? I think
yeah.
there is something to that.
I think so too. I mean, that makes sense. Someone asked what's our 16 personality ratings. And they said INTJ. Isn't that Myers? Is that Myers-Briggs?
I think so. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what do you know what yours
Introvert.
is?
No, I haven't done that in a while.
I did it in like high school. I think I was introverted. I don't remember the other ones. I do remember that I was neurotic somewhere in there.
For sure
So
you were.
I'm just remembering the negative parts of it. I think that naturally I'm quite introverted, but I
Yeah, same.
yeah.
I like the circle back to meditation on one of your live streams and get a guest to, yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Or anything you're interested in, maybe mental health or your
Mhm.
recent interest in, you know,
Sociopathy. Oh
sociopathy.
yeah, I can't remember if we talked about that right now, but we talked about it before this, and we were talking about how I've recently been listening to an audiobook on sociopathy and have been trying to watch some YouTube videos on it. Just because I'm trying to pick apart some of the interactions I've had over the past year, not with anyone in particular, but I feel like I've had interactions with some people that some people might consider maybe criminal.
Some
And
people, meaning the entire court system.
but
uh,
I'm trying to like understand if some people I've spoken with in the past year maybe are sociopaths. Just because I feel like there were so many things when having certain conversations where I was like, I can't even imagine feeling this way or that way, and I'm trying to understand if certain people's brains may be wired a little differently than mine. Yeah, just a little hobby,
new hobbies are good.
new hobby. When did we start dating? We haven't started dating. But I do love Aaron with all my heart. Did I send him a prison letter at least? I have sent Sam a prison letter. He has not responded. I was just like checking in, I think. Anything else you want to talk about, Aaron?
I think we're good. This has been fun.
It is fun. See, lives are kind of fun, aren't they?
They are fun. Yeah, I
Yeah.
never do lives, so this is
Yeah.
fun.
We'll start doing it more often, unless you guys hate it and I lose like 1,000 followers.
Ooh, if you lose 1,000, we're never doing this again.
Yeah, I don't mind losing some though. Like I'm sure some are gonna get mad at some things I've said, so you can go if you get upset. If you're super sensitive, I mean, if you're a super sensitive person, then you shouldn't be following me in the first place. Maybe we'll do a New Year one
Sure.
if we're both free.
I will be free. You may.
I might
You're
be
more.
going out.
Yeah,
I'm a little more social than Aaron, but
100%.
yeah. But I love you so much, Aaron.
Aw.
I love you, Chet, as well. We love
Mm-hmm.
you. If you have any questions, line them up for our next one because Aaron and I will do another one at some point. Oh, now it. Oh, fuck. God
You thought that
fucking
was from
damn
your
it.
hands?
Fucking
No.
rude. I was gonna say now it stopped doing it for you too, but nope.
Oh,
It still
hold up.
loves white people more. We love Jews here. I'm sorry.
Say it in your best Trump voice, and then we can go.
I the Jews are what would he say?
The Jews are
Incredible.
amazing. The Jews love me. I love Jews.
That was good. That was good.
Everyone loves me. I'm the best.
Did you? I can't do a Trump impersonation.
That's the first time I've done it
That was
live.
pretty
And
good.
I walked into a bar. There was a bunch of Jews. They all said, "Trump, we love you from the Jews. All the Jews love me.
We
Israel
love
loves
you
me."
from the
Yeah.
Jews.
Yep. All right. Let's bounce.
That was a good ending. Okay, if you guys have any questions, we're gonna do another one soon, so you can comment on something or whatever. I don't know. Love you,
Love you too.
Aaron,
Love you
my
too.
sweet
Bye.
angel, my favorite person. Okay, bye.